Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I'm your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with James. What's up, James?
Hey guys.
All right, dude. It's been a while. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just woke up, so all energized.
All right. So I wanted to finally get your opinion of Doctor Who, and I know you haven't been on here for a while, but
Mm-hmm.
um, well, would you want to start with the last episode and then go backwards, or do you want to how do you want to do
I'll
this?
talk about last episode and maybe like highlights of the season and low points if you
Okay.
want.
The Haunting of Villa Diodati, I think, right, or something
Oh
like that.
yeah. Strange. I think it changed the episode name sometimes. Some people can't pronounce.
That's the name of the actual place. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I thought it was an. I wouldn't. A lot of people said it's an amazing episode. I think it's a good episode. I don't think it's a perfect episode.
Okay.
I'd give it maybe a 7.5, 8 out of 10. I thought the first 20 minutes are quite boring, not interesting. And if you take those 20 minutes out of the episode
Right.
stays the same.
Right.
Nothing changes. A lot of things are left unexplained, like who are the other ghosts? Who are they? Um, they're just left unexplained, so I don't understand that part. But the Cyberman parts were pretty good, especially where he, said he slit their throats. That's quite intense.
That I gotta say, that was a moment where I was like, "This is good. This is
Yeah.
real good." This episode. Do you think the Graham scene ghost is a foreshadowing that he's going to die, or
They seem to be implying that quite heavily, especially when they brought up his cancer the episode previously.
yeah,
His cancer to be returning, so they're implying heavily that he's gone. But of course, he is sort of confirmed for next season, so a bit confusing.
yeah,
We'll see where that goes. But I do agree, there's something going on there. I thought the Cybermen was good, and the Cybermen have not been good for a long time. Actually,
yeah?
they've
No,
been mediocre. I think
I
that
mean,
the
I
whole
like the Doctor Falls with Missy and the Master,
and
like
the
the
Mondays.
Mondazzi. That was good.
Yeah, that was good, and I think that's an exception though because they had Maldacity and Cybermen. The new Cybermen, the previous iteration, they're kind of rubbish. They're not very
Hmm.
scary. The Cybermen have always had historically a cyber leader up until the next Doctor.
David Banks was brilliant.
Yes,
He was
exactly.
a genius.
And this guy, I don't know about you, but he feels like a cyber leader the way he is acting because he's got a bit of emotion.
I don't think he's a cyber leader. I think, but I do like him because he's incomplete and
Yes.
he's dangerous. Like he has emotions, but he has a
Mm.
lot of anger. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like unfinished,
Yeah.
unfinished.
He's like an unfinished David Banks. 'Cause David Banks was emotionless, but at some points he showed a little bit of anger.
Right.
The leader. And if you look in the trailer for next episode, he's kind of with the two.
Well, I saw him as a human, and I guess they show him how he gets killed and then turned into a cyber, lone Cyberman, I guess.
Yeah, they're making the Cybermen interesting again. But I will say, you've only got 10 episodes per season. They've got all these other plots going on, and it's too many companions. Quite a few of the episodes this season have been quite bad.
Right.
Not as bad as season 11. Season 11, in my opinion, was really bad.
Yeah, I agree.
You can only think of like 3 episodes that were good from season 11. Fugitive of the Jadoon was good. I felt that was very good actually with Jack and everything.
Spyfall Part 1 was good.
Spyfall.
With
The
the Master reveal.
The first part was good. The second part was very rushed.
Yes.
And then
What about Orphan 55?
That was bad.
You don't like it, huh?
I did like until the point of the Dregs.
Right.
The Dregs. It's because they're unexplained of their motivations. Because there's a scene where they've clearly got the old guy, and they're messing with him, and then it looks like they're to tear people apart. I'm confused. It makes no sense with the way they are.
What about the Nikola Tesla?
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Again,
Fugitive of Jadoon was a great episode, but then you had Praxis, right?
I hated that one. Hated.
And then you had Can You Hear Me?
That episode was Can You Hear Me is exactly the same as Power 3. Matt Smith era. You've got a villain who is impossible to defeat and is defeated by the sonic screwdriver. The exact
quick,
same.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly. You remember Power 3? I can't remember the name of the villain at the end when Matt Smith goes through the.
Yeah, I don't remember either because he wasn't. He sucked basically. So I don't remember things in there.
The doctor was like, "Oh my god, you!" And, it
Right.
seemed really.
Well, the doctor was a little afraid, but then the sonic screw. Right, you said sonic screwdriver just.
Yeah, and the exact same thing happened with this one, where they're gods who seem undefeatable, but then the sonic screwdriver solves all the problems.
And they're done.
Yeah, so I gave that one about a 6. But Praxeus, I can't decide if Praxeus or Orphan 55 is the worst episode this season.
I would think Praxeus because, like, well, I mean, here's the thing: they had characters in it that could have been companions.
Yeah, I liked the guys; they were cool. The one who kept talking about her roaming thing,
her YouTube channel, she's like the hottest YouTuber that they don't know who she is.
Insufferable. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but for some reason, most episodes this season, Ryan is trying to either get with a chick. Up. Yeah, and it's really annoying.
Every episode, he's trying to hook up with a chick. Yeah.
If you think about it, Donna, if you go back to Donna, within about, I'd say, Fires of Pompeii, you're immediately liking Donna. You're like, I like Donna. She's got emotions. She's funny. All that stuff. Yeah. Ryan is really one-dimensional. He's had more screen time than Donna, and I still don't like him. Not interested in his character whatsoever.
The thing is, we're gonna probably find out that Yaz loves Ryan, but like they really didn't build that up, though. I mean, they did a little thing where she didn't want to give Ryan her sister's phone number or something.
That was right. Yes, in episode 1, right?
And then there was another episode where in Orphan 55, she snapped at him like snottily because he's trying to hook up with this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then she also said to somebody, I guess in this episode, that someone she loves, but she doesn't. Oh, is that Daniel? Someone she loves, but they don't see her, which I don't think is a doctor. I think it's
Ryan or the doctor. It's one of the two, but I always thought it was Ryan. Doctor maybe. But I just find it. There's too many companions. You've not got as many episodes. Graham I liked last season, but they're clearly writing him as the joke guy now, which is annoying. There's a lot of character development. I think one of them just has to go. One of them at least has to go.
There's too many companions. Well, I was always for it, but he doesn't know how to write multiple companions. He really doesn't.
But you've got, if you think of history, season 2, Doctor, Love and Monsters and Fear, not very good episodes, but still well acted. I think some of the acting, especially from Ryan's part, is just appalling. It's very one-dimensional. I want to bang this chick every week. That's
absurd. We got Daniel I haven't spoken to a while. Oh. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
Daniel.
All right, dude.
Dan.
How are you, Daniel?
I just had a really bad fight with my mom. Oh boy, I feel all destroyed.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Did you want to go?
No, it's okay. I need some company.
Okay. Have you watched Doctor Who?
No, not yet.
Have you watched? What was the last Doctor Who you watched?
I think it was the finale of Jodie Whittaker's final season.
Oh, last season?
Yeah. I just don't find Doctor Who interesting anymore.
Oh, well, I mean that's what we're in. We're in the real Whovians.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult if you don't want to talk about Doctor Who. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you could come in another one, but
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah. I hope you feel better. Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah.
I'll see you soon. All right. Thank you, dude. Feel better. Be nice to your mom. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, James.
Oh, bye, James. I think you're saying bye, James.
Yeah. All right. That was nice. I mean,
this has definitely been better than last season.
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm annoyed because they've got the Lone Simon, the Roof, and then the Timeless Child thing. And it's clearly obvious, but they're not going to complete this until the end of next season, right? These plot lines.
Yeah, then they're going to hold it back.
Yeah, and that's irritating because they're not filming the new season until the end of this year, which means we've got to have a 2-year break. It's too long.
Definitely too long. It's like 18 months, I think, right?
The only show that could get away with it was Game of Thrones. That's because everybody in the world watched.
But they ruined the Game of Thrones because they wanted to be with Star Wars. They rushed it out, and you could tell it was crap.
I hated Game of Thrones season 8, but
it was terrible.
Before season 8 came out, though, everybody was excited. If you remember, really excited. It's very disappointing. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Scott.
What's going on, Scott?
Well, Scott for a while.
What are your eyes bloodshot there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a rough day, man.
I thought you were just joining the Matrix, dude. Literally.
Rough day. I don't.
Yeah,
really
I heard.
Want I don't want anybody to see my eyes. So
came onto YouTube.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So we're talking about Doctor Who, and James was talking about some of the episodes, and then even Daniel popped in. So that was cool.
That's when I clicked over here to YouTube again and saw that you were on.
There was a picture online that it said the fam, and it showed 3 Cybermen. And I'm wondering if they all got assimilated. Ryan, Yaz, and Graham.
Well, if it's Yaz, it's going to be the one that doesn't act well.
Oh. That's not nice.
Graham.
That's not the only one that acts really well is Graham, right? Because Bradley Walsh.
Yeah. He's
a really good actor.
I think Yaz has had some good moments. I think Ryan's had 0.
Yvette.
Hello,
guys.
Oh, hello.
That's James.
Hi, nice to meet you, James.
Oh, nice to meet you too. Hello.
Oh. So.
There's a picture of my cat on my t-shirts. Yes, it is.
Yes. He's the only one in existence as a t-shirt of me.
He's currently in the wash right now, so I can't wear it.
Nice. So we saw a picture today of the fam, and they showed 3 Cybermen. Did you see that, Yvette?
I haven't yet. I literally just got up from doing the stream last night. So,
how did that go?
I think it went well. Philip was in there, so he can give you an update.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. I think Matt watched from his Kindle. He wasn't in the chat, but he was sending me messages. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I want to see that one too because you guys loved the episode. So that's
yeah. We nitpicked a couple of things which we couldn't help, but apart from that, we all, even Paul said, and you know what Paul's like, he doesn't like New Who at all. He said, it's the best of the worst. Best in the worst, which is high praise for him.
James, Yvette, and Neil, they do a podcast called Not My Doctor Who.
Oh.
And but they did love the last episode, which is interesting.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
So they come on here with us whenever we can.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I wish I had time to do podcasts. I can do one occasionally.
I know you're very busy.
Very busy.
And you've been in the newspaper.
I need to do more walkabouts.
You've been in the newspaper lately too.
A few times, yeah. The Daily Mail wrote nice about me, which is very unusual. The Daily Mail is known as one of the worst newspapers in the world. They're not a nice paper. But when they do a nice article about you, well, okay.
Yeah.
Theater's gone check to see if hell's frozen over, I take it.
Yeah. I guarantee you, though, they'll make a mean article the next week just to,
Oh, probably. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's I only found out because my grandmother texted me. She's like, "You're in the news." I was like, "Oh, that's really sweet."
But you were in the newspaper before, though, when you're dancing with Brexit and all that, right?
Yes, with oh God, I hate that word. With July, yeah.
But some of the political people invited you to their events, right?
Yes, I'm quite involved in it now. Well, I try not to be, but it's Once you're in, that's it. They've got you.
Right. They got you.
Yeah.
And you still find time to watch Doctor Who, which is good.
Yeah, and work. There's many things. Not at McDonald's, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just did a review of McDonald's over here. It was terrible.
Yeah, I saw that, Joe.
Yeah.
We've got a micro one that they built opposite us, which is, I pretty much had the same experience as you had when it opened.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, they remodeled ours. They didn't tear it down, but they tore out those like 3 or 4 seats that were near the big window. Stuck two kiosks there, and I'm thinking you could have at least, from the distance they are, they could have at least left 2 of those things. But I'm still thinking that they set that thing mainly up so they can let a lot of the people go and
yeah.
And
on the upside, they're building a Nando's as well now. So woo!
Oh, there you go.
So now tomorrow, do you guys think there's supposed to be a shocking cliffhanger? Is that all her companions are Cybermen now?
All I know is I've got a pit in my stomach and I feel sick.
Oh my god!
But you haven't seen the episode yet.
Yeah.
Is it because of Doctor Who? Is that why?
Yeah. Well, you know me, Joe. You know, I can't read Chibnall, and you know, that's hard for me. And you know, logic is out the window completely, which is also hard for me. And I really do have a pit in my stomach, and I feel sick about the whole thing. I really do.
I know, because where the biggest fear is that there's a cycle of regenerations before William Hartnell. Yeah, and we don't want to accept that.
We don't want
it. I'm a guy who. You got to remember me. I watched Doctor Who since the 2000s. My uncle brought me VHS tapes to watch the old ones. I've seen every episode, and I watch it religiously because I love the show. But if they do that, I'm out. I can't.
We're done, right? I know. That's what we all say.
There's no way you can explain that.
That's crossing the line.
Even Moffat, it's basically looking at the entire classic show and doing a massive middle finger to it and saying.
Right, and don't believe Moffat and Gatiss, by the way. They're getting free food. They're working for the BBC. It's like they're not going to put down.
They're contracted.
Right, they're contracted. They're not going to put down.
They have to have to do as they're told, regardless of their personal feelings.
Yeah, they're not going to put down Chris Chibnall.
What gives me hope is they're making it so obvious that it is before Hartnell. Every sign says it's before Hartnell, which makes it think it's not. But the problem is. Right. I also thought this in season 8, where I thought, okay, they're making it so obvious that Missy's the master, so she must be the Rani or something. And then she was the master. So,
yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm still saying it's the master in disguise, or she's being used by the master.
Oh, Ruth?
Yeah.
There's people who
the trouble is, Chibnall said he accredited her as the Doctor, like all other doctors.
She's the Doctor because somebody altered the Doctor's origin, and right now she is the Doctor.
I ran with the timeline theory last night we were talking about because it's the only thing that I can recognize in my brain.
Yeah.
And even then, it's hard. It really is hard.
However, so did the master screw with the Doctor's timeline or somebody else?
Well,
I think the Doctor screws with her own timeline.
Yeah, she did it herself because of this whole Jack telling her not to do, and then she's done it. The other thing I pointed out last night, Joe, was the cyber war, which I'm actually excited about that because Doctor Who has never done the cyber war, and it's been talked about all the way through Who. But as it's set in the far future, I would think the Master's working with them again, and he's the one that got the Cybermen to blow up Gallifrey. But this could also be all part of the alternate timeline.
Yes.
Because Ruth is already involved, isn't she? So the timeline's already altered.
Ruth supposedly shows up in one of the parts.
They made the Time Lords very weak, though, because the Cybermen used to be their playthings.
Yeah, James, I agree completely that that's ridiculous, but it's Chibnall. You know, I can't rationalise it.
Chipnuts.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is before Hartnell, it's a big plot hole because the Punch Box can't be a Punch Box before Hartnell. It didn't break until An Earthly Child anyway, so it makes no sense. It has to be after. Logically, it has to be after Hartnell because
It has to be. I mean, but
there's logic and there's logic with Chibnall. I mean, if you do an altered timeline, Ruth could be instead of Hartnell, and that's how she's got the police box. That would explain
right. That's
that.
the whole thing. She could be.
But I think the Doctor will eventually have to go back and fix the timeline, and all those female doctors will disappear. Or am I just hoping and praying that?
Probability that Ryan will hit on Ruth as well. I say 100%.
No, because he goes after young chicks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true, very true. He just hits on everybody.
He does.
No cougars in his.
I wouldn't even call it hitting on people. He just humbly grins at them, doesn't he?
I know.
He's a terrible.
He's what's the word? He's a player.
He's a player. Hey, mate.
Time traveling player.
Trying. The only way I can describe him is he's like trying to be a version of Captain Jack. Captain Jack, when he's cheesy, it works because it's natural.
He's just looking for a date.
Yeah.
Something. Or he's looking to hook up.
Yeah,
he's looking for love in all the wrong timelines. Basically.
I'm waiting for somebody to come up with that song.
Yeah.
And have that be the sequel
Please
to
don't start Who Idol.
Don't You Dare.
We're not doing Who Idol again. That's it.
I would rather a cliffhanger this week than next week. You don't want a cliffhanger at the end of the season. That's terrible.
Because they lead into the Dalek special, so there's not going to be a cliffhanger.
Really, Joe? With Chibnall?
Well, maybe there is. I don't know.
You don't know. You can't predict anything at the moment. This is the thing.
I know, it's sad.
Yeah.
Then he goes and he starts talking about, oh, I love to have old companions in there. Why not? It's like, oh, here we go.
Hey, look, at least they can act.
Yeah. Get Amy Rory back? Absolutely. But you know what? How's that going to be with her?
Well, she'll look even more stupid.
She might bond more with Rory probably than, well, maybe she won't. I don't know. She'll probably go gaga over Amy when she sees her.
I disliked last season. I will say Jodie's improved.
Yeah.
Of course, that's like, improving from 0 is very easy because it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're right, James. I mean, it's like last week's episode was rated. Neil went there, and I said, look, it held my attention from start to finish. So for me, it was a relatively good episode. I like the story. I like the way they didn't screw with history. Maxine got it spot on. I did the research. So, I reckon that is the best episode in the entirety of the 2 seasons.
And she's getting a full-time job now. She's going to be the core writer of Series 13, right?
I personally think they should make a showrunner.
Yeah, that's what we're all saying. She should take over showrunner.
Yeah.
She may.
She's obviously a fan.
She knows what she's doing.
Who are the ghosts?
And Chibnall did not infect that episode at all. He did not co-write that, nothing.
I think it was done before the Ruth episode because the fact there's one bit in it that has annoyed everyone where she says words matter, and everyone's hit the roof after the week before's with Graham, unless you're Graham. So I think that episode was shot again before the Jadoon one, which we've all agreed that Jadoon one was reshot and rehashed and things were stuck into it. So
they added Captain Jack to the one.
Yeah, so it's very
Hold on, James, go ahead.
Yeah, the way they treated Graham was also people. There's a lot of people online. I have a lot of people following Twitter and a lot of the Whovians. So a lot of them were saying, "Oh no, that's the variant." I said, "No, that's not true. Actually,
no.
In the classic show, the most alien of the Doctors would be Tom Baker, and even he was compassionate. They all were compassionate. Every Doctor has always been. Even Hartnell, when he was his grumpy, was compassionate. She was just a fucking bastard. Sorry,
she was just cold.
No, you're absolutely right, James.
He was just horrible to him there, and that was very Doctorish, very strange, and completely out of character. And whoever wrote that scene, I guess it was Chibnall. That scene maybe has never watched an episode of Doctor Who before. Clearly.
Well, she's going to have that as part of the legacy because nobody's going to forget that.
No,
no, it was pretty poor. quite unforgivable in many ways.
Yeah.
Just after I really do like. I'm warming to Jodie a little bit, but I think the thing with if you go to the classic series, you can find maybe 20 episodes which are terrible, but they're still watchable because the acting's good.
Yeah.
The acting. What's the actor who plays Ryan? I can't remember his name now.
Beef.
Hey, Beef. Long time no see.
Oh yeah, me and Beef we were just talking a bit before as well. We were in a call.
Yeah. Yeah, as I say, I've just got this horrible pit in my stomach, and I'm just not looking forward to it. I have no idea what Chibnall's going to do to our precious show. It's horrible. It's horrible feeling.
Yeah, fear. I'm
taking
same fear. And sadly, I don't work on Sunday, so I'm going to have to wait. Grant, I'm going to have to wait like 2 or 3 hours to see it because I've got relatives coming in, but still.
I don't watch it on the Sunday. I don't like to go to bed angry. I always watch it on the Monday morning.
I'm actually, because of events that happened today, I'm probably going to go to the wake on Sunday, and then I'm going to run to work. I'm going to have a half shift for work, and then I'll come back and I'll watch Doctor Who, and we'll talk about it. So
yeah, like I said, I know I can know 2 special sites I can go to in case one doesn't have it.
Yeah, I hopefully this episode, because usually the first parts are good, but then Chibnall kind of screws it up.
Yeah, look at Spyfall. It started off being real good,
right? And then the second part just totally
just tanked.
There's no way it could be worse than last season's finale.
I think honestly he's going to screw up the second part so bad that
that's
because here's the thing: there's going to be a reset button because they're all scheduled to fight the Daleks in the special. So if they die or if they get converted, there's going to be a reset button.
So you think remember Series 9 when you had Heaven Sent, amazing, then you had Hell Bent.
Right, and then it's like they wasted. You built up that he's supposed to find Gallifrey, and you wasted it on Clara.
Yeah. The Gallifrey, you got Rust, you got all the cool shit the first like 5 minutes, and then the entirety of the episode is spent with Clara in a diner.
Ugh, that's Clara. I never liked her.
Well, she had. I don't know if she had more screen time.
I liked her with Matt Smith.
They worked great together with Matt Smith. It's just
they had a chemistry. I mean, she had a chemistry with Capaldi too, but
he
changed her character unrecognizable. He changed her.
Well, he's stay for Series 9, wasn't he, Capaldi? Because he liked working with her so much.
Yeah, they had to change the scripts around. He got pissed off at He wanted her to stay, and then it looked like Capaldi picked his companion too because he went to Pro Mackey's play and. Like he's like, oh, I really want her to be my companion. They're like, okay.
I'm still disappointed with how that ended. He needed another season. There's so much.
He did. Yeah. He did.
But they treated him like crap. It's like he's too old, and I'm sorry. That whole age crap.
Paul is really doing great.
My age, and I get to choose for every little age joke you've done, which is more in spite. I get 2 episodes to 3 episodes. I get.
Well, he was doing really great in the end, Capaldi. He could have
diabolical though. Some of them.
I still think you'd be great for Big Finish if you decide to.
He ain't doing Big Finish now.
It was unfortunate with Capaldi because although Christopher Eccleston wasn't young, he was young enough, and then they went down the young Doctor's route. And I can understand the new fans getting hooked on the whole young Doctor thing if they'd never seen the classics. Of course, us classic fans were like, well, okay, these people are young, but they're pulling it off. So far, so good,
I mean, I think David Tennant is perfectly great. He did excellent. I love David Tennant.
He's my favourite, and I don't care what anyone says. And Capaldi, I mean, he was a brilliant actor, but he annoyed the new fans because he was too old for them. And although we accepted him completely because we're used to it, I'm not not defending anyone. I'm just saying logically, this is what happened, and people were up in arms because they were so used to having a young Doctor, with the reboot. So
I think Capaldi won the young fans over though too, because they fell in love with his Doctor. I think. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I hope so. I hope so. I know he's a bit controversial, and his end season was Moffat's fault to a T, because he was off doing God knows what else, like he does. But Capaldi still out-acted even the worst stories. So
I know.
as a professional,
was very poor. I think season 10 was probably the most consistent of the 3 seasons. Maybe season 8 was consistent too. But I felt very sorry for him, really. And Moffat did the exact same thing that John Nathan Turner did, stayed too long.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have been there for that long. You shouldn't be there for 2 entire Doctor runs. It's too long.
Right, that's a lot.
Barry
so
Letts,
Chibnall should be out too, like with Jodie.
Barry Letts
And
went time, and he went. Most showrunners did the same thing, but John Nathan Turner didn't. And people think John Nathan Turner's bad. Actually, at his beginning, he was really good. He did the Surprise of Earth shot with the Cybermen. Nobody knew the Cybermen are coming back. Did some great things, but then towards the end, with the juice and oh my god.
I personally would have had RTD forever, but he would have run out of ideas. You're right, but he
did Children of Earth, but he did Miracle Day as well for Torchwood.
Yeah. He took over Torchwood. Yeah. I have all of Torchwood.
Well, Torchwood was Russell T Davis's kind of baby,
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
From series 1.
Yeah.
I honestly think if they didn't go overboard with that sex scene with Jack, it could have gotten another season. But because people were seeing
they got a little
bit uneased.
Yeah, but he mentions the Doctor's name and Shane though too. That was kind of like, oh my god.
Yeah, there were a few things that I don't think I would have put in, but it was supposed to be the adult version of Doctor Who, wasn't it? Whereas Sarah Jane was the sort of
kid thing,
teenage. And I got the whole how they split it, and I thought it was working well, especially at the beginning of Torchwood. It was fabulous. I loved the monsters.
Children of Earth is one of the best things they've ever did. It was amazing. Masterpiece from start to finish. And I hope if Jack comes back properly, he gets the Doctor file and says, "Hey, where were you when I was killing my own grandson? Could have been there. Help me out with it. Thanks, Doctor." All that stuff. We do need a reunion with them too, I think.
Yeah, that's happening soon in a Dalek special, I think. Or
I still think Ruth should be the one he meets first, and then it's like, oh, okay.
Kind of like a song thing.
Oh, Neil pointed something out last night, and none of us have picked up on. Well, no, I think it was Paul that pointed it out in the Screen Rant article, which is just a load of rubbish. But there's a picture. The picture of the timeless child sat, and the Doctor's looking at her. It looks like Gallifrey with the Eye of Harmony behind her. She's a little black kid, and I hadn't even spotted that. So could that be Ruth?
Possibly.
The timeless child scene.
Yeah.
That's the black child. Yeah.
Yeah. So and none of us have made the connection. I hadn't heard any of us say.
Well, I knew it was the child was black child, but I don't think it was going to be Ruth.
All right.
Well, they're heavily Ruth now, which means unless they're very bad at writing, it's probably Ruth.
I mean, but again, maybe that's the whole point, that she's not. She's an alternate anomaly.
Well, I'm hoping
that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, I'm hoping you're right, Joe. I really am.
At first I thought David Morrissey theory, but then obviously
I wish David Morrissey was a Doctor.
Oh, he was great.
And they would still do it anyway. He would still take the form anyway.
At first, I thought it was the David Morrissey thing, and then I realized no, it was the next Doctor who didn't have a TARDIS. And he had a regular screwdriver.
That was a great story, though. That was a really great story.
I'm a bit apprehensive, but I've enjoyed this season more than last. I guess that's better.
This season's better, but again, it's not where it needs to be, though.
The companion's diabolical, though. I mean, I'm sorry, but I like.
If he can't, that's the whole point. If he can't handle all these companions, then they got to go.
They gotta go. Unlike
Maybe that's it. That's it. The Cybermen are replacing.
Assimilating them.
Oh,
I guess.
more screen
Sorry.
time and
Steve,
Donna.
we weren't picking on race. We were just pointing out the colour. It was nothing to do with race.
Oh no! Like when I saw the child, I thought it was a child, a black child. That's what I thought it was. But that has nothing to do with anything.
No,
I mean, this whole thing is about diversity.
We're not judging it that way.
No, not
what
at all.
What we're judging is whether that was a young Ruth or not.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I obviously put it across wrong. I'm sorry.
Philip's sleeping,
Ruth,
I think.
I am Sutek. That's what we finally decided.
Philip's sleeping, I think.
Here is as he decided to go play his Ruth role on Doctor Who.
I think Philip's sleeping. I sent him a link.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're just. I have a horrifying feeling we're not even going to see any of the Ruth storyline this season.
That's a good possibility as well. But they have said they're going to resolve some of the Timeless Child at the end of this series. So none of us can predict Chibnall. This is the problem.
Well, they could have resolved it this season if they didn't do Praxeus.
Oh God, that should have been a Sea Devil episode.
It really should have. I agree.
I'm just hoping that I'm fearing this reset button, and we've seen it happen many times.
It should have been a Sea Devil episode, but think about it. If it was a Sea Devil episode, would we have been annoyed because they ruined the Sea Devils?
Yeah. No, they wouldn't renew. They wouldn't renew. No, they wouldn't have ruined them. No.
Okay, Beef. Sorry. Thanks. Yes, you're right. We were focusing on the character. Thank you. I just wanted to make that clear because I don't want people to think we're like that, which we're not. No. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree, Sutek. Yaz and Ryan do. Because it's like they're trying to turn them into the new Amy and Rory almost.
No, they couldn't.
Oh, don't give them that much credit for crew.
No.
Goodness sake.
No way. No way.
Amy and Rory were good.
Yeah, like I said, that's what it feels like half the time. The way the two of them are bickering, it's like Chibnall's trying to go. Okay, I need my own. I need my own Amy and Rory. So let's.
So here's the thing. If they get converted, then they got to get restored because they got to be in a Dalek thing. That's so. Do you restore them so they can get killed by the Daleks? It's like, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh,
save them from another.
If we run with the alternate timeline and she has to go back and reset everything to make everything right again, then even if the companions are killed, they'll come back, won't they? Right. So that would solve that problem.
So would that mean they get reset from when she falls to Earth, so she never picks them up in order to?
No.
We're not talking that far back.
I know.
No, when Ruth reappeared, when Ruth appeared the first time, that is obviously when, or rather, in 1977, she moved to that place. Yeah. I can't remember. Right. So that point, or whenever, at that point, the timeline's changed now, and we're running on an alternate timeline from that point onwards. So
there he is.
Hey, Beef, how are you?
You're muted.
Muted.
Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, we can't hear him.
Oh. Silent Beef. Oh no.
Silent but deadly beef.
Silent Beef. No. Can't hear.
1 minute. We can't read lips.
I can try.
We can read sign language, but we just can't.
So what if you unplug your headphones? Oh, because you don't want to wake anybody in the house, right?
Yeah, can't hear
you. Beef, are your speakers on? Because that cuts out my headphones.
I was just speaking to him before. I could hear him fine. It's just not working there.
Oh my god, technical
difficulties. Okay.
Wait.
I'm sure that was a profound.
Log out and log back in, Beef. Sometimes that helps.
Yeah.
Drop out and come back in. All right.
What is this app? I've never been on this app before. Is it like streamed directly to YouTube?
I mean, here's the thing: we don't have the Google Hangout anymore because they took it away. So this is a live stream.
They took Google Hangouts away.
Yeah.
I kind of like. I mean, Google Hangouts was bad, but it's kind of like likable. It was a weird.
Well,
bit.
we made it our own, you know. We kind of
Yeah.
used it for a long time. Between the Zoom and that. So now this is something new that was introduced to me by Noel. So
Noel, who's Noel?
Tartar Zone. He introduced me to the Stream.
The
StreamYard
you mentioned a few months ago.
StreamYard. So yeah. So I mean, I like the StreamYard, but you can only use it a
we're
certain amount of
using
times.
Well, we're paying for the. It's $25
I might
a
pay
month.
for it too.
Yeah, $25 a month, which isn't too bad. Neil and I split it between us. So, and you get so many features.
Yeah, more features.
Yeah, loads, unlimited time. Scott, you've been on ours, haven't you? You've seen the little starfield behind we put up.
Yeah.
We're in warp speed.
Yes.
There's a little starfield in warp speed behind us, and
wow,
all sorts of things. You want to chat to Neil? He'll help you.
An app because I'm on my phone. It just joined through the web browser.
Yeah,
I might pay for that because, you know, I want stuff that we can do different.
And the duck disappears.
Oh, good.
So nobody's concealed behind the duck.
No.
So I got my YouTube check.
You're making the millions already, buddy. There you go. Proud of you. Fucking, you've been at it longer than anyone else probably by now.
He has.
Yeah.
Me and I don't know if I met Matrix Joe first or if Scott did.
Scott was in the Real Whovians cast 7 or 6.
Yeah.
That's right.
But Scott, I was
remember
talking to Scott before we did the Real Whovians cast.
Yeah, Scott was on the show before me, but I do remember.
I was talking to Scott when we did the Whovians podcast, I think.
Yeah.
I remember the podcast before Real Whovians cast. It was you, Doctor, you know who.
Right. The Whovians podcast.
You know, yeah. And Doc.
Yeah.
Graham, I remember. Yes. Yeah, I liked that. And then you guys just didn't do it anymore.
Doc recruited me.
Yes.
And then I said, well, I want my friends to come aboard too. So I'm like, here's Dr. Blah. Here is Michael, you know.
Yeah.
The only person I didn't know and wasn't my friend was Graham, because he was friends with Sammy, and that's how I met him.
And then he became friends with Mike.
And not me and everybody, right.
And then the Pissy the Clown Spoonheads thing happened, if you remember. Yeah, basically when Spoonheads came for
ancient
season
history.
Yeah.
And then I was hosting, and then I says I don't want to be the only host. So then we had Dr. Blah started doing them, and Sammy started doing them, and then then Dr. Blah wanted to do his own thing while still appear on the Whovians podcast, and then Sammy got kicked off, and he did Who Harmony, I named it. And then there was a big fight in the last Whovians podcast that we all went off and did our own thing. Like I did the, you know,
yeah, I remember the thing.
Real Whovians.
I remember
that. Hello.
Hey, what up?
Jacob.
What up, guys?
Oh my
And beef paused.
Beef's frozen.
No, I'm just saying really still.
That's like the New York mimes or something that they make money and they're like moving in the
I'm not
city.
gonna paint myself silver and be a goddamn statue.
That's right.
Am I frozen? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yvette, hello. How are we doing, Mr. Blind Dyslexic? How are we doing, Scott?
I'm doing good.
Was the Galaxy Monday show is?
I know, right?
So, what is happening, Beef, on Sunday with this big cliffhanger?
Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Like I said in the chat, my only concern is that the best 2 episodes for me this year have been the last week's episode, which had zero Chibnall involvement. and Fugitive of the Jadoon, which, there was a lot of big splashes and big stones in the water, which had a small part of Chibnall involvement that was story arc based. When he's written his own stories, they ain't been so hot.
No, they haven't.
So like I say, I will go into it blind. I will go into it blank, but I have a certain amount of trepidation. That's the best way I can describe it. Just because, people said they love Spyfall. People love Spyfall, but do you know what? It's easy to write certainly the first part of Spyfall.
Yeah.
It's easy to write a show because you're working to an existing template, which is James Bond.
See, Spyfall was dull until the Master thing happened.
Yeah.
No, the first episode was okay. The second episode, the story fell apart because it didn't.
It was a mess.
But when the Master appeared, that's what made the episode. I thought
Stephen Fry and Lenny Henry.
Yeah, but you can basically James Bond films and stories work to a certain template. So you can hit certain points of that, adapt it to what you're making, but then when the sci-fi element came into it and the time travel element came into it, by the second part, the story fell apart. In my personal opinion, because you can see where the mistakes were made. You can see how it could have improved and been done better. So what I'm saying is, when he's a solo writer, there's a lot of gaps in the jumper.
Right.
So that's why I have a apprehension going into it. And all we can do is just see what happens. Is it going to be too busy? Are you going to have too many side characters? Which has been the pitfall of this series more than...
Because you don't remember them.
Well, certainly that's the bad thing. When you have a lot of secondary characters and a lot of secondary string stories, and you can't remember the names of the people, then it's
that's bad. Yeah, I know.
It's failed to leave an impact. If it doesn't leave an impact and you don't remember the people who you're talking about, then you're losing something in the story narrative.
Yeah.
Last week, everyone had a purpose to do. You did something with every single companion, and you could have them in the same place without having to send them to the different four corners of the globe with mission quests to do. And that was the thing that they did effectively last week. And that's why, for the most part, everyone, to a certain degree, liked or enjoyed or had less issue with last week's episode.
I loved it.
Yeah.
So.
Which proves that when they do just focus on one or two of the companions, it goes well. Nobody's stepping on anybody's feet. But yet when they try to incorporate them all three, that's when it starts falling apart. And that's why
you're right. That you're trying to focus on one. You're trying to focus on something and sacrificing to the other. If you wanted to take, do you hear me? You're focusing on Yaz at the sacrifice of Graham, and Graham's nightmare is a big thing that is a very relatable thing, and you're sacrificing him for Yaz's story.
Right.
Ryan's mate story is very superficial, to be honest with you. So it's a case of there needs to be it's a lack of focus.
Yeah, a question of friendship, and then
it's focused. It's focused. Don't make it. Keep it simple, stupid. Not Knights and Satan's Surface. Keep it simple, stupid. As Mr. 212 will attest to, a very famous band from his locality, Kiss. That's it. Keep it simple, stupid.
Less is more.
Jacob.
Yes.
What did you think of the last episode?
I actually thought it was pretty decent. I liked the Cybermen coming into it. That was dark and creepy. I really enjoyed it.
Do you think
I liked it when
it feel to it?
What was that, Scott?
I said, do you feel that that's going to be the time lash feel to the to next week's episode in a way?
I think he's probably going to be the peak of the whole episode of this week. Yeah.
What I was thinking is he used Time Lash, and it's just like in the Sixth Doctor thing, how he sent that destroyed robot in the back in time. But in this case, this is going to be the same cyber member because of what happened. Its memory's been jumbled enough, so it doesn't remember being from. It remembers it's from the future.
Are we seeing the origin of the lone Cyberman in the trailer? Isn't that who
we don't know. I mean, what looks like there's a callback to, I think, 1950s Ireland. Someone who I know is quite hot on cosplay and costumes. The policeman that you see in the next Time's trailer is a 1950s Garda policeman from Ireland.
Right.
As into how that plays out, I couldn't possibly begin to tell you.
I just hope Julie Graham's character in this episode is Ruby White. No, I'm kidding.
What?
She was brilliant as Ruby White in Sarah Jane Adventures.
But in answer to Scott's thing, I think also why last week tend to sort of flicker more towards the positive end of stuff is that you did a story, you used all the characters effectively, you had a cohesive story that you followed through to. Also, it's not like, which you could say with the other impactful stories of the season, were a patchwork quilt. It's not like I've taken a bit from this and I've taken a bit from that and everything like that. You're not looking at you can't pick it apart and see how the sausage is made. You can still see a similar trope from perhaps Logopolis of the recursive. You can still see Ghostlight or the God Complex. You can still see familiar themes because it's like a ghost story and it has that same thing, but it's doing its own thing with it.
They sprinkle just enough to where it doesn't overpower the other.
No, but it's not a case of you're copying someone's homework and just changing it up to make it look a little bit different, which could be said to be true of Fugitive with the To-Do.
I mean, copying's okay as long as it's done subtly.
Yes.
I mean, everyone does it. It's across the board.
To be honest with you, a lot of Doctor Who stories fall within the same template. It's a base under siege. It's this, that, or the other. And it's how you do it uniquely, telling a story.
Right.
But the other ones, it's easy to say, you're taking that and you just you've twisted it a bit because, Spyfall Part 2 is the sound of the drums. Categorically.
Yes, I agree.
It's really on the nose.
It's exact,
Whereas,
and the fact they pulled Bill and Ted, the ultimate card that they've never ever used in Who ever.
They have. It's called Curse of the Fatal Death.
All right.
Which I've got.
So
but that's it. Last week was done in a stylized way, and done in a way that still made sense within the story. And you're not thinking, I've seen this a million times before. That's it. If you engage and the story works well, then you're willing to. You forget about the rest of it. But if you're taking out of it, and then you're saying, well, it's a patchwork quilt of an episode, then there's your problem. I'm gonna go into it blind, but I have apprehensions because while people are saying, oh, look, it looks fantastic, but do you know what? A lot of people said that last year about the Battle of Ranskoor of Kolos. It looks great, but the final thing that you got with just was not deserving of the title Doctor Who, in my opinion. Because it sold the show short as a finale.
And look how they revealed why the Cyberman wasn't able to gain access to the house. They held off to like the mid part of the second act or last half. So instead of revealing it right from the get-go, so you're sitting there thinking, okay, why?
You spent exactly half the episode setting up your situation, building up tension.
Instead of revealing it right off the get-go. Because
I watched it and I watched it back for the second time. When the Cyberman shows up in the episode, you are literally at good grief.
Jesus.
You are
Mo.
What do folk? Literally about halfway through the episode to the second is when that Cyberman shows up.
Yeah.
In last week's episode. So there's a good balance,
Right.
which you didn't necessarily
Which
have.
proves that she would make a great showrunner because she knows how to put the show together.
I wouldn't go that. Here's the thing. I wouldn't go that far. We had one episode she did.
Well, still.
Let's see. Now she's promoted to core writer. So let's see what other episodes she does before we just showrunner. Because again, you got to show us something. So she showed us she could do an episode.
Oh, Joe, we're just grasping at straws to get rid of Chibs, honestly.
Yeah, but let's not get rid of Chibs if the person's not.
That's it. There's a guy in the chip shop who swears he's Elvis, and he could be the next showrunner.
Right.
I think you'd be a better showrunner, Joe.
I think all of us would.
Yeah, we could easily come up with better.
Somebody said in the comments asking how old I am, that I'm too old to be a writer. For like
rude.
That's craziness.
That's just rude.
We should phone them up.
That's craziness. People don't look at the age. Stop.
Age is merely but a number. You know, I'm actually I'm 65, but it's just my clean living that is why I have this youthful visage.
And the rubber bands, the paper clips that keep everything pulled back just
right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're not going to get another showrunner, sadly.
No.
Yeah.
And you're going to wait a while for the next series, so.
Oh
again.
Well, yeah, that's the sad thing, I think, because it's whatever momentum you build is just going to be lost again.
If this is the highest ratings in existence. Now you're going to be away for 18 months, and then it's going to have to build itself back up.
Yeah,
it's like the old Greek tragedy of you're rolling the boulder up the hill, and then you get to the top and it rolls back down. Then you've got to start again. That's basically Doctor Who in a nutshell. Yeah. And look, ratings, you can interpret them how you want. Some people are saying, well, Doctor Who's always going to have the same ratings and everything like that. The people who say, you can't put blame in Doctor Who's ratings. These people said that when Jodie showed up, look at this, it's the greatest ratings ever. It's greatest ratings ever. Now those people who said it was the greatest ratings ever are saying, well, the thing is, this is a show that's been on for 10 years and the show's in decline.
Right.
And you're going to have a natural way. And it's sort of like, well, look, do you not either stand by your guns and say it's dropping off, or stop trying to make excuses for argumenting your position. In the same way that people are saying that, the show, the ratings are falling and falling and falling. It's not.
Or the fact that it's doing better than The Mandalorian in the UK, and The Mandalorian is not.
Look, you grind your axes wherever you've got a stone, my friend. But like I've said here before, is that Doctor Who
nice.
Doctor Who is always going to have basically a static level. Yeah. It's either people who are going to show up to watch it, whether they love it or hate it, they're going to show up to watch it.
You're going to have your base fans that's going to show up.
Because people will show up to watch it even if they're not enjoying it, in the hope that perhaps this week will be different.
Yes.
I totally agree.
Similar to Supernatural, the main leads they've left now, so season 15 is the last season. They want
Oh, it's Ruth.
No, the Cyber Woman. Jeez. How much did it cost for that one?
No.
A few bucks. No, actually, I think.
Few bucks.
No, you just took a Barbie doll and adapted it yourself. Oh my God, you're just disturbed.
Well, Yvette has how many Daleks do you have, Yvette?
I have just over 300 Daleks.
You have 300 Daleks.
So you still got less than Ian.
I'm a Dalek girl.
Wow.
Whatever floats your boat, Malone.
Yeah, there's weirder things on the internet.
Right.
Absolutely.
But what? Like I say, people will show up, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, in the hope that next week will always be different.
Plus, you
You're
don't
distracting us, Jacob, with your.
Yeah, Jacob,
Voice.
we're trying to have a sensible conversation.
Beef, we're trying to focus on beef, man.
Yeah. It's a case of the casual viewer. Your upstream is going to be the casual viewer. If you've not got that upstream, then
Don't cross them.
you're just going to have to roll with it.
All right, I'll be fair because Jacob hasn't been in here for like a year or whatever. So, Jacob, have you enjoyed?
Well, since you met up with him in New York,
that was how many years ago was that? 2 years ago.
That was the greatest anime crossover in history.
Yeah, until the next.
Talking about Supernatural there. Scooby-Doo and Supernatural.
So,
yeah, that was the episode.
Jacob, have you enjoyed this whole season so far?
In my opinion, a few episodes, yes. Orphan 55 I liked. That was a good episode.
Okay.
The first part, which was Spyfall, I liked. Spyfall was really good, but the second part was average.
You don't like it either, right?
Which was the
Nikola Tesla's Night of Terrors.
I actually like that one because I know the Ronnie from Sarah Jane Adventures was in that one. The one was
The Fugitive of the Jejune you liked, right?
Yes, I do like the Fugitive of the Jejune because they are amazing creatures, rhino creatures. So I like that, and the Jack appearance was awesome. And I actually hope. Praxis. Yeah, Praxis was good.
Really?
It was okay. Yeah, it was okay.
And Can You Hear Me?
Can You Hear Me was amazing. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the whole dream aspect of Can You Hear Me.
Okay.
And for the Cyberman one, which was last week's one, I liked too.
Okay.
Well,
so mostly you like mostly everything except for Spyfall Part 2.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
But Joe, I actually do have information for you. Watch a series called what's it called? Lock and Key. It's like Lock and Key.
Lock and Key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I got plans on watching tomorrow.
The actress who played Queen of Ears from Rings of Akaton, she actually is actually in it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Check it out.
6 Degrees of Doctor Who.
Well, no, it's also written by Stephen King's son, who was the guy who was rejected as a potential writer.
Yeah. Gotta say, it fell off at the end of the season, though. A bit.
I'm only on episode 4.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Bit angsty teenage stuff, I thought.
Okay.
Anyone here watch
the Lost Room? If you like things like that, the Lost Room was a short sort of episode thing. It was brilliant and very, very good.
What did you say, James?
I was just asking if anyone's watched The Witcher. I'm about halfway through that.
I haven't seen that yet.
I've seen about 4 or 5 episodes, and I still got to finish it.
Yeah, it's.
Where have you watched, Pete?
Scott, they're like an hour long, aren't they?
What do I watch? Ooh, that's it. That's I watch a lot of documentaries and bare knuckle fights.
Okay.
And that's just stuff people debating Doctor Who stuff.
And that's just the weekends.
Right.
I can't tell you what was running through my head then, B.
To be honest with you, I watch a lot of superhero shows. Lock and Key is on my list to watch.
Blacklist.
Have you seen The Boys yet?
Blacklist. The Boys. I've watched all of that. Obviously, I'm watching Picard. It's a lot of everything that I watch. To be honest with you.
Right.
I recommend a show for
I've got kids, so I've got a wider range of things that I watch. But I also, like I say, I watch a lot of classic comedy shows as well, and a lot of I'm doing a big rewatch of a big season watch of 30 Rock because I never got to see it all the way through. So I'm about half the way through the entirety of 30 Rock.
Nice.
So like I said,
we gotta do a rewatch of Discovery. I know
my taste, my TV show viewing is very I think eclectic. I think for want of a better description.
All right. Well, pretty soon we got 2 episodes left, and then we got to wait for the Dalek special for who knows how long.
New Year's next year.
Very the Daleks.
Which that should be pretty good. I mean, at least I hope so. Anyway,
We say
Depends if they use a shape, and I've had to buy that one for the collection, unfortunately. Bill,
you have all these Daleks, but you don't have a big Dalek yet, though. A real
I'm
Dalek.
getting one though. You know
are.
I am.
Oh, you know, just get them Eagle Moss special subscription ones only. They're huge.
Ooh.
You got the Jodie stuff.
Oh well, yeah. I believe you get like the buy one get 5 free. So,
Yeah, CNN.
Yeah, that is with a penny bin.
I still have to read the
I've heard they're very
crossover.
popular.
I have to read the crossover with the 10th Doctor and the 13th Doctor.
Has anyone purchased at Charles's End the Sophie Aldred book?
Not yet.
No.
You bought it?
Yeah,
You
I was
bought it?
I was at the book signing. I met Sophie
Nice.
for Big
I have to buy Tim Shaw and I have to buy the Pating.
I beat you to Tim Shaw, buddy.
I know you did. You
I'm
did.
not a fan of the pop stuff. Someone bought
I'm going to leave the house in about half an hour, 45 minutes, on the hunt for more Doctor Who celebratage today.
Okay. So, all right.
I can't say who. Let's wait and see if I get them.
All right.
Well, let's hope it's good. This finale, these last 2 episodes,
Yeah.
are very,
Yeah.
I got my. I'll make you a deal. I'll start complaining about it now, so that way, by the time it airs, it'll be.
I'm actually going into it with a negative mindset. Like I say, the one thing that, whether you liked it or disliked it, Resolution did something new with the dog.
Yes, they did.
They did something new with that. Last week did something new with the Cybermen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is innovation there, but it's a case of you can innovate, but it's whether you can deliver an
You're allowed
effective
to do
story.
that.
You need to deliver an effective story. But like I say, just kill all 3 of them.
All right. We're going to get out of here. Oh, Torchwood, that's another story entirely if they're going to bring that back or not. I think it's up to Lucy Davis.
But for those of you in the UK who may be watching, it's all back on iPlayer as of now.
Yes, it is. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you very much. Thank you, Beef. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, James. Daniel also appeared.
Take care, bye for now, as the man says.
Right. Take care, bye for now.